I'm playing the interesting winning lists from the Oklahoma land run, and today we have an old channel favorite, Goblins combo. Welcome, vintage gamers, to a Friday night vintage challenge. I promised in my Oklahoma land run video that I would play some of the cooler decks that did well at the event, and this is one of them. This is a Goblins deck that went 5-2 in the vintage main event, top 16. So I thought I'd give it a playthrough. I have played Goblin decks on this channel in the past. At one point in time during vintage, in the last 5 years or so, Goblins was a fantastic metagame call because it was a deck that utilized Cavern of Souls really well. And at the time, everyone was playing on the stack. Everyone was playing Narsets and Forces, and no one was really playing on the ground. So you could really blank control players' entire hands with Cavern of Souls, and you could go for combo kills. However, since the mono white initiative entered the field, everyone has been forced to play removal in their deck, which I think is a very good thing. The problem for Goblins is that this deck is atrocious against removal. This deck is a creature-based combo deck that needs its creature combos to not be removed. And with everybody playing tons of additional removal in their deck, this deck has basically fallen on the wayside. That being said, it is a very powerful deck that utilizes a card that you can't find in very many other formats, Goblin Recruiter, and puts together pretty cool combo piles. It's a bit Doomsday-esque in that sense. The main combo is usually, from what I recall, Goblin Recruiter making a bunch of goblins on the top of your library. On the top of your library, you can play a Snoop. Snoop is going to give you the top card of your library revealed, and you can cast goblins off the top, and you also get the activated ability of the goblins on the top. So what you can do is on turn 1 or turn 2, you can play your Recruiter. On turn 3, you can play your Snoop, put a Torch Courier on the top card, cast the Torch Courier so that you can sacrifice it and give the Snoop haste. Underneath the Torch Courier, you can put a Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker. With the Kiki-Jiki Mirror Breaker, you can copy the Snoop itself infinite times, make infinite Snoops, and then use the last copy of Kiki-Jiki Snoop and copy the original Goblin Recruiter, putting a Mob on the top of your deck, and then that gives all of your infinite your infinite Snoops Mob, and you can throw them all at your opponent. There's a lot of variations in there. When you need mana for some reason, you have the Skirk Prospector. Sometimes you want to have a little bit of a more aggressive creature-based front, so you have a Goblin Lackey here. You can put in the big old Muxus. What we don't have is Ancient Tombs to cast the Muxus. So it is more combo-oriented. You're looking at a lot of Mountains, Cavern of Souls, and Spirit Guides, and that's because the combo typically really requires red on turn 2 or 3 when you're going for the combo. You really need to be able to play Snoop, and you need to be able to play the Torch Courier off of Snoop, and that requires red. So you're seeing, Mountains, Chrome Moxes, Moxen, Spirit Guide, but no off-color Moxen. You do have some toolbox elements here with a Crater Maker and a Goblin Wizard. Not a card that I've seen very often here, but this is can put a Muxus into play. You can give your Goblins Pro White, which is actually really powerful. If you can sneak that into a pile somehow with the Snoop on the top, maybe you could like blank a Swords or something. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm sure it's good against Mono White Initiative. We'll have to see how that one plays out. That one is not one I'm super familiar with. In my Goblins videos in the past, I've had things like the 4-drop Trash Master. I like that one. But we're here going for a bunch of Mindbreak traps to face up against the combo decks, which is kind of interesting. Because I think this deck actually has a pretty reasonable combo-oriented matchup. It's the controlling matchups that I find to be super problematic. This deck used to be very good against Dredge and that kind of thing. We didn't really have a lot of answers. Sideboard is pretty interesting as well. There's a bunch of Lithomantic Barrages for Mono White. A Vexing Bauble, but only in the side. Probably bring that in on most of the times on the play in this format. You do have a bunch of Null Rods because your combo does not require artifacts, which makes you quite good against those artifact-based combo decks. I'm not sure about this Thorn. Most decks in Vintage right now play creatures, and I find Thorn to be very underwhelming, but there is a Thorn here. A second Crater Maker for the colorless decks, and Anarchy for destroying all the white permanents of the mono white initiative deck. I'm very surprised to see Fairy Macabre I don't really know why we're trying to play Fairy Macabre instead of other graveyard-based hate, but maybe we'll figure that out along the way. And of course, there's a fourth Mindbreak Trap. Someone has asked why no fetches, and it actually is quite annoying to play fetches when you are playing a Goblin Recruiter deck. You are typically building your pile pretty deep. Like I gave you the most normal pile, right? But typically you would put maybe 4 or 5 more cards after that initial pile so that when you've gone through that pile, you can keep going again. You'll find that fetches a lot of times interrupt your like Snoop Recruiter stuff. You think they'd be kind of synergistic with Snoop, but in most of the time I found fetches to be pretty problematic when playing this deck. And I am of course just copying the list that did well in land run, and we're not going to make any changes, and we're going to run through a vintage challenge to see how it does against this new metagame. I'll see you in round 1. I'll be a special guest at the Steel City Spectacular August 14th through 17th in Pittsburgh. This CEDH main event will also feature a legacy battle for duels and a vintage battle for a Black Lotus. 15 proxy vintage with a Black Lotus as the main prize. I hope to see you at these amazing Eternal Magic the Gathering events. Let's battle. All right, round 1. We're up against Frowning Table. Plays a lot of Lurrus Cat, Frog stuff. Our hand is not very good against Wasteland, but I don't think we can really afford to put it back. We do technically have a turn 2 kill. If nothing was ever disrupted, we would be able to go Smashing, Chrome Mox, Recruiter for the win with 3 mana on the following turn. Actually, you don't need 3 mana on the following turn. You need 2 mana. You just need to play the I can't remember. I should have gone over the combos first. You just need to have play the Torch Courier, sack the Torch Courier to give. So you need Snoop. Yeah, okay, so it's 3 mana. So it's Snoop, play the Torch Courier at the top, give the Snoop haste, have the Kiki underneath it. Make a million Kiki Jikis, then make a... I can't remember, man. Make a Prospector or something, and can't remember. Maybe you like tutor a Prospector to the top. Yeah, you stop and you tutor a Prospector to the top. You make a million mana, and then you do what? I can't remember. We'll figure it out as we go. Either way, I'm gonna keep it. It's actually bad with Snoop. Fetches are kind of bad because you need to not break your pile. Looks like that's an Emerald, so maybe this is like a bigger stock up version. Hopefully we don't get like Bone Mastered and stuff. Let's see. Ancestral on my upkeep. Seems good. Simian Spirit Guide. Okay. Oh. Give them the ability to... I might just... I think I need red, right? So I can't put this Mindbreak Trap underneath the Chrome Mox. It's kind of unfortunate. They might force this if they think I'm on mono white. I don't know if that's actually good for me or not, but... I have to freaking remember this pile before we start, but I just finished work, so I have not started remembering the pile yet. I might want to like try to cast this Muxus or something, so let's play this and cast Recruiter. All right, we gotta figure out the pile. All right, I got Force, so I guess we don't have to figure out the pile yet. This is going to be very obvious that I recorded my intro after my round 1, huh? I can't remember exactly. I know it's Snoop and Courier. Cast the Courier off the top. Give the Snoop haste. With a Kiki below it. Makes infinite Snoops. The last Kiki can make a Goblin Recruiter. Is that not what we want? I can't remember. Yeah, Goblin Recruiter, and then that Recruiter gets a mob on top, and the mob on top flings all the things we made. Okay, I figured it out. We were close. Don't need to go to end step. We just need to we need to put the mobs on top. Usually you used to have like Fnatic and stuff, but now you have mob, so. It's okay, we're never gonna get to do that. We're up against Lurrus, we're just dead. My opponent will play removal and remove all our creatures, and they'll counter our creatures, and we literally do not have a chance to win. So it's a great start. My opponent cast turn 1 Ancestral Recall and forced our Goblin Recruiter. We are basically dead in the water. Well, I'm sure I will talk about this in the past, but the big reason this deck is no longer good is because mono white initiative exists, so everyone has to play removal, and our deck cannot function through removal. Our deck was pretty good into counter magic because it had Cavern, but it's really bad into removal. All right, well, I'm going to put a Mindbreak Trap underneath this, and then I'm going to play a Shatter Skull tapped. And then we are an Ancient Tomb away from casting Muxus. Do we have an Ancient Tomb in our deck? No. Great. I think we're basically, I don't know, like we kept a hand that we had to keep, and then we lost. Maybe we'll draw Cavern next turn, cast a Muxus. But YouTube viewers love me playing non-blue decks and losing, so I'm doing it for you, YouTube viewers. I will go through my painful 4 rounds, go 0-4, and say once again that you should put Force of Will in your deck. They chose to wasteland me. It's quite a good choice. Goblin Recruiter. All right, well, that's a chance. A hope, a prayer, a dream. All right, so I think we just do basic pile here. So what we'll do is, I don't think there's any reason to do anything special on this pile. So we can just have the Snoop. Oh, sorry, we have the Snoop with the Torch Courier on the top, and the Goblin, and the where's the Kiki Jiki? The Kiki Jiki below it, and then from there we can say how redundant do we want to make our pile. What we could theoretically do is put a Skirk Prospector below it so that maybe we could get to Muxus if they were to remove our combo or counter our combo. If they were to counter our combo, I guess we're just dead. So that probably doesn't help us very much. I guess we could put the Skirk Prospector in front of the Courier because the Skirk Prospector always can be cast and then sack itself, right? So we can put the Skirk Prospector right in front of the Courier, which will make us slightly better against removal. Is that true? Probably not. It makes us worse into removal pretty much, but I think we're just dead to removal no matter what. Is there anything that actually helps us in any meaningful way? I don't think so. I'm pretty sure though, if we get interrupted, we're just pretty dead. And I don't really think there's a great way to combat that. I guess after that, we could put another Goblin Recruiter at the very end. So, but I don't think we're living that long. So let's try that. I'm sure this can be optimized slightly higher, but so the last card is a Goblin Recruiter. The second to last card is a Kiki Jiki. The third to last card is a Courier and a Prospector and a Scoop. This doesn't work if they kill the Recruiter with a Bowmaster as well. So it's all shit. It's all so bad against removal. I wish I could give it a ringing endorsement. And at one point, I used to give it a ringing endorsement. In the pre-removal era of Vintage, I actually thought Goblins was a great metagame call for times where there were fewer removal spells in the format. You know, they're just like, it's hard to interact with on a force level because of Cavern. But my opponent's deck has Wastelands, which is really bad for us. They have Removal, which is really bad for us. They have Bowmaster on Recruiter, which is bad for us. They have Forces, which is bad for us. They have Frogs. Everything's bad for us. It's a fun police deck, and we are going to get our fun policed. I can't block. I need this Recruiter. Oh, I mean, we're a turn 2 combo deck. That's why it's banned. But, I mean, it's a turn 2 combo deck that gets interrupted by a Source to Plowshares, so. Yo, what up, Wheeler? Hope you had a good stream. Welcome, gamers. We're getting our butt kicked, but we're trying to play some Goblins in Vintage with our very powerful Goblin Recruiter. but we are dying to good cards. It's only round 1. I'm sure we can make a comeback. My opponent's leaving up Hardcast Force of Will, so I'm sure we can't make a comeback. Snoop. Oh, right. All right, well, I can't use my blue mana. Forgot about that. Snoop. I can still technically win from here if my opponent has exactly 0 cards that interact with us. But I'm pretty sure this Snoop is getting forced and then we're losing. Oh, all right. I am just going to use my Spirit Guide and play the Prospector off the top. And then they will remove my Snoop and we will lose. I don't believe so. Cool. Our opponent has interrupted our combo and we have lost the game. Unlucky. No way to play around it. All right, well, the good news is Mind Break Trap is bad in this matchup, so we can take that out. And we can instead bring in Vexing Bauble on the play and Lithomantic Barrage? Question mark? I'm not convinced that Chalice is very good here either. So, I guess I can splash back and play Lurrus. I cannot. I mean, no. I certainly cannot. Lurrus isn't really a card that matters that much here. The cards that matter are the broken cards. Wasteland, Swords to Plowshares, Force of Will. You know, average things. It's okay. This is definitely not the matchup we wanted to see, but it is one of the more common matchups in Vintage, so you have to be ready for it. We just attempted to do the loop, but the basic pile is Snoop, and with a courier on top, cast the courier, give the Snoop haste, make infinite Snoops with Kiki Jiki on the top of your library, and then use your Kiki Jiki to copy the recruiter, and then recruiter a Mog Mob to the top of your library, and throw all your Snoops. Macabre counters frogs flying a bit. That is a correct interpretation of what exiling cards from the graveyard does. However, it is not a very strong interaction, and I would not want to bring it in. I'm surprised there's no Pyroblast in our sideboard for Frog. I mean, this deck really needs removal to beat Clarion Conqueror, so it makes sense to have a bunch of barrages. Well, we have a bunch of newer folks to Vintage, so you got to be ready to answer some questions that are atypical, which is fine. No worries. Yeah, Mog Mob is just a Mog Fanatic, basically. Same idea. And I might be missing some, like, redundancy and, like, weird piles you can build and stuff. Like, I'm not an expert. I'm playing it blind. And by blind, I mean I have played Snoop combo in the past, but it's been a long time because it hasn't been good in a long time, sadly. So our hand does technically... It's just so bad. It's not really about the diverse meta. It's just about people play removal. Well, barrages are not bad. They're an uncounterable way to theoretically kill a frog. Which is not an unreasonable thing. But it's certainly not a great thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not Discoverin. I don't claim to play Doomsday at the same level, right? I just don't know if this hand can be really theoretically played at all here. It's not doing anything powerful. Maybe I'll draw Muxus and it'll be good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get to do my intro, and I'll do it after this round, but this is a deck list from a tournament where somebody did very well. So it is not edited anyway. It's not changed for more things that I would like. It is as it is. Isn't this a terrible matchup? Yes, this is a terrible matchup. I agree. Well, I mean, the path to victory is draw well, which I'm not sure I can do. Maybe chat can do it. It's because I have 4 Thorn of Amethyst, Lord. So I don't have 4 old frame Thorn of Amethyst. I have 1 old frame Thorn of Amethyst. For Legacy, I had 4 normal ones. So Magic Online does not automatically put in the correct one. All right, cool. A dead draw. That is a bad sign for us. We do have some, I guess, instant combo potential kill with Vexing Bauble, where we could draw a Recruiter and crack Bauble and draw into the Snoop right away. But then you're losing our Force Protection, so it's probably not a very good plan, but... my opponent can easily have a Bowmaster here, which would be bad for us. Just a block, and it's like not a very good attack. Nothing is very good. I could just attack all, but it's not very good. I don't know. I'm just gonna let my opponent do it, I guess. Maybe I'm just supposed to hold the courier because it gets bowmastered. I don't know. All right. My opponent not playing a Bauble there makes me think they don't, or sorry, not playing a Bowmaster there makes me think they don't have a Bowmaster, because you would really just want to play it on curve there. It's a Frog. It's a DT. I assume this DT is just for swords, because it's hard for us to combo through a swords. Does their deck have a mental misstep? Interesting. No mental misstep. You'd feel like you'd want a mental misstep because your deck is so weak to swords. Maybe you can build redundancy somehow. I'm not really sure how. I'm sure we'll figure it out. All right, well, at least we can attack this turn. I drew another mountain, chap. This idea of draw good cards has not panned out very well for us. This could just be ancestral if they already had swords. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm allowed to mulligan my hand. Yeah. But, this is the problem with keeping the hand we kept, for sure. I mean, do we have good draws? Like, Snoop is pretty good. Lackey with haste would not be good because I don't have anything in my hand. It's like just kind of Muxus, isn't it? Cast my 2/2. Don't think so. My opponent can keep their Frog alive because they have 1,000,000 cards in hand. But a fast Goblin Lackey. This would be kind of good if I had anything to put into play with it. I guess I'll try to kill this Frog and see if they're willing to pitch 7,000,000 cards for it. I don't know. Like, yeah, but I had a hand that had Bauble Lotus. Like, I think it's a keep. If I don't draw good cards, I die, but I don't know. I mean, I do have 2 extra damage on the Creator Maker here, so if they pitch 3 cards, I can make them pitch another 2 cards. I guess I shouldn't F3 that one. So they had multiple Moxen, Force of Will, all turned off by Bauble. So I can make them pitch another 2 cards from their hand. It's not too bad. Is there any point in, like, not resolving this or letting this resolve? Does anything matter? I don't think so. I mean, this is a pretty large amount of cards I made, but they had 3 Moxen in their hand. Oh, my opponent just made a misclick through that. I guess I'll play out a Lackey. I mean, I could just crack my Bauble and try to draw a Muxus here. They pitched a force already. Why not, right? I should save my Lotus. I mean, they could still have a swords. How much value does this bauble have? I mean, the bauble lets it so they can't play the Moxen from their yard, but is that even a big deal? Maybe I should have done this earlier, but that's okay. Oh. I guess I try, right? Make them use up swords on my lackey? Because I'm representing Muxus. Okay, so that worked out pretty well. And now I can untap. Now I can untap and or not untap. I can just play a Snoop now. That's unfortunate. Okay. Well, if they have another removal spell, which they cast Ancestral and Demonic this game. I don't know. I kind of like how I played it. Unfortunately, my cards are just not very good. All right, they had double swords. And Wasteland, we can't get Wastelanded, but they can make constructs. We can't have drop Black Lotus, so we're never really casting this Muxus, and we can't hit with a lackey. I'm surprised there's no the 4-drop that kills artifacts. I like that card in this deck. Yeah, we're super dead. I don't know. My opponent cast Ancestral Recall, and we died. I tried my best. I think they're probably just going to buy Lurrus. Oh, they have a frog. Interesting. All right, we'll kill the frog, I guess. We're just completely and utterly destroyed, though. We're only 7 cards down in this game. But yeah. You can build a Goblins deck that is more resilient to Swords to Plowshares, but it makes your deck super weak against the rest of the format. Like, you can build a more Muxus-oriented Goblins deck, but this is not it. All right, welcome to round 2 of the Vintage Challenge, up against a player who was recently seen playing Collector Oof Frog Lurrus, which does also have a lot of removal in it, so could be a problem. I've got multiple red creatures this time. Another dead Mindbreak Trap. So far I have been very unhappy with these Mindbreak Traps. They keep appearing in my hand against fair decks. Man. I'm going to play Lackey, and my opponent is going to go, like, Mox, Bowmaster, or, like, turn 1 Deathrite Shaman or something. It's not very good. I could just go Mountain, Chrome Mox, put the Spirit Guide on a Chrome Mox, and play a Snoop. Can't even put this stupid Mindbreak Trap on a Chrome Mox. Like, it just doesn't even do anything. I definitely don't want to put a Snoop on a Chrome Mox. I guess I could put the Lackey on a Chrome Mox. Is that good? I mean, I'm keeping the hand. I'm just trying to find the least awful line. I tried getting different matchups. No, I haven't tried that yet. I'll try to do that for next round. What's the good matchup? Dredge, I think. We don't even have ley lines in our sideboard. Decks that don't play a lot of removal. I assume this deck is probably okay against, like, PO and combo because you have traps in the main and they don't have removal. I don't know. Raker, yeah, I would definitely say this deck is good against Raker. Agreed. It's definitely good against Raker. What do you like? CRK, you have no interaction, and they're a faster combo deck than you. Maybe I can bait a force off this Chrome Mox, like a mono white. Come on, baby, please. Sad. I'm not even gonna bother with this Lackey. I'm just gonna go for a Snoop. There it is. What's Raker good against? I don't know. Let's CRK tell you. Ooh, a lackey. Okay, I'm in. That's value. And a Crater Maker that can kill a thing that blocks. That's value. Okay, hold on. We're going off. We are, in fact, going off. All right. Okay, here we go. What's our opponent got for us? What do you have to beat the red creature menace here? Please just play like land Deathray Shaman. That's what I want to see. Actually, it's not even that bad. I don't even have a third land, so it's not like I can use the Crater Maker. I guess I could theoretically throw the Snoop to attack with the Lackey and play another Snoop. Black Lotus, Bowmaster, Lackey, push. Yeah. That don't say things like that. Oh, wait. Okay, so probably just another Lurrus Esper Frog. That's a problem, actually. But it does mean this Lackey might hit. Land on top. It's not ideal. Imagine if we had a Muxus. I guess if they swords it, I don't want to imagine that we had a Muxus. Okay, they had a swords. Okay. All right. Well, we weren't really caring about that, so that's okay. Let's get this Crater Maker in play, so we can theoretically, I don't know. Maybe I'm just supposed to play another Snoop. I don't know. Like, are you? I don't buy it. Yeah, that is true. If only I could kill this frog. Chrome Mox on top, bro. Please help. Everything is bad for me. Why can't I just have like a bajillion goblins on the top of my library? Is that too much to ask? I shouldn't say that. Somehow that can go wrong. Brainstorm. I guess it resolves. Lock sack? There's no real reason to block. Oh, you mean like block with Snoop? I feel like they're going to jump, to be honest with you. One card for Crater Maker is not a very good trade. Only cast one spell this turn so far. And then they passed. All right, please. I need goblins underneath this Chrome Mox that I can cast and have the mana to cast. Please, game, help. Me. I'm going to win 0 games tonight, aren't I? I mean, I'm getting Bowmastered, right? So attacking is pretty bad for me. If I attack all and they have no Bowmaster, like, do I have any reasonable chance of clocking my opponent out here? I mean, I guess the worst case scenario, if they play a Bowmaster, is they shoot a Snoop and block a Snoop, and then they have a Bowmaster and I'm down a Snoop, and then I'm super weak to a Swords. That's so bad. Yeah, all right, well, I just want to attack. What is this? Yeah, they have a Bowmaster. Okay, well, feel like I played around that, so that's good. I got that going for me, which is nice. I mean, I have a future sight. That's got to be good, right? I have 2 future sights. If I had a Mog Mob on top of my library, is it good? They pitched a wasteland because I got all the mountains, baby. They pitched 2 wastelands. And they fly. I mean, I'm not the one putting lands on the top of my library. That's you guys. You guys are willing that to the top. Can't be me. I'd be putting goblins on the top of my library. Hey, hello. Hello. That's a good one. Let's go. Okay. All right. Should I Chrome Mox my Mindbreak Trap so I have more red mana? Is that something worth doing? Because I could still play like a Mog Mob after the top. I think I'm going to. It's like one of the only things I can use this for. All right, I'm gonna cast this Goblin Recruiter. Oh God, please resolve. There's no way it's resolving, right? My opponent's drawn 7 cards off a frog. It resolves? Okay. Wait, so I instantly have Kiki on top. So they have to have a removal spell for the recruiter? But then they can't because I have 2 Snoops. So I think as long as I put a Kiki on top, I can just win, right? Okay. I don't even need... I mean, they could technically have swords and push, maybe? Put a Skirk on top and a Wizard under it. That doesn't let me Kiki combo. There's no reason... So if I put a Skirk, I can cast a Skirk. I mean, it doesn't hurt me to put a Skirk because I can cast it. Is there any, like, anything? I mean, I guess I can just do that. But there's, like... I mean, there's no harm, because if they interact with me with a Skirk... Because I can cast a Skirk immediately. But then I'll still have a Kiki underneath it, so... I will do Skirk, Kiki, Recruiter, Recruiter, Recruiter. Seems fine. Oh, maybe there's more. Recruiter, 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 Kiki, Skirk. Cast Skirk. Yeah, there's no reason not to put Skirk, because if they had interaction or whatever, I still have the instant speed ability. I have priority. So there's really no reason not to put the Skirk there. The thing I don't know is if you can, like, weave a wizard into this somehow. So, all right, so now I will just do this on myself a million times. And then I will hit the recruiter. And if they were to remove the recruiter now, I can do this Snoop a million times and still do the same thing. Well, I was hoping like pro white might protect me from like, I don't know, something. Swords, but Maybe it doesn't ever do that. I don't think I can do that. But maybe with like enough creatures in play, you could weave that in somehow. But then you're like opening yourself up. So how many things do I need to play? The Mogged thing is how much damage? 3 damage. So I only need like a little bit. So that's pretty fast. It's kind of nice. So I probably have enough already. All right, so now I hit the Recruiter. And with the Recruiter, I'll just do Recruiter, 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 and Mob. And I shoot you. Cool. Cool. At least we did the thing once. That's pretty nice. My opponent had, what, no force and no removal in this game? Or they had 1 swords on my Lackey. I baited the swords on Lackey, which was kind of sick. Okay. We got a game win. That's exciting. That's a big deal. That's more than I thought we were gonna do. Too funny. Okay, so same matchup. We're up against Lurrus again. So I'm gonna take out the Chalice and the Mindbreak traps. We're not on the play, but I think you still want the Vexing Bauble. I really think Thorn is like not very good against my opponent, so I'm not even gonna bother with Thorn. I just will bring in some barrages, but these barrages are not very good either. But I don't know. These traps are so bad that I have to put something in. Is this vintage? It is. We are playing vintage. We are. I'll just do this again. Seems reasonable. Vintage challenge. Exactly. We are playing in the Friday night vintage challenge. Probably like 30 something people. It's a good time. Highly recommend. Are we? I mean, we are playing Goblin Recruiter. Goblin Recruiter is vintage at its finest, isn't it? You want play points, chat? I have some play point codes that I haven't given away yet. Remind me after the round is over. We'll do some kind of giveaway. I keep forgetting to do my play point code giveaways. All right, what do we have here, chat? We have uncounterable Goblin Lackey. Okay. I mean, I think it's worth a shot. This is like the kind of hand that would have been really good in the previous meta where people didn't play removal. But now that people play removal, it kind of sucks, sadly. Wow, that represents turn 1 Bowmaster. It's not great for me. Do I have another plan? Like, is there another thing I can do? Not really, right? We just do the thing and hope they have nothing. I mean, maybe we could get them on a tap out angle. But like, what would they tap out for if it... Yeah, maybe we can. Maybe we can like get them on a tap out angle or something. But then they're just like not gonna block. I don't know. I just think that it's like seems really silly to play Goblin Lackey into this. Like maybe I get Wasteland Frog or something. I don't know. I'm trying my best to like pick some reasoning here. Okay, by Lurrus. Oh, wait a second. Did I do it? Am I a genius? All right, so if I can just get them to not counter this courier. Oh, not yet. Wait, am I actually good at magic or something? There's just no way, right? Mental misstep on my torch. Let's go, Cavern of Souls, Goblin. Wait, I think I snuck this one. I think I might have snuck this one, chat. I will give my Goblin lackey haste. Something bad is about to happen to my opponent. Hopefully this Muxus is sick. I haven't put a Muxus in play in a long time. All right, baby, Muxus. ETB, look at your top 6, put all the Goblins 5 mana or less onto the battlefield. Boom. What? That's 4 Goblins, including a Recruiter, 2 Snoops, and a Kiki is already on top? I mean, we're definitely still recruiting. I just don't know how we're gonna go. They're out. They're out. They don't want to see it anymore. Winning. Very winning. Opponent said you're having too much fun. I'm out of here. But the thing is, I don't have any mana, chat. Oh, wait, I can put a Skirk Prospector on top. So I do probably win the game right here. So let's think about it for a second. So I put a Skirk Prospector on top. I use the lackey to play a Skirk Prospector. And then I get the second haste guy to give a Snoop haste. And then I have a Kiki Jiki, make infinite Kiki Jikis, then make... Oh, yeah, I have a win for sure. It's just a straight up win. It's turn 2, uncounterable, win the game. Well, technically, if they have a Force of Will, chat, it doesn't win the game because they could have a Force, right? So I would probably want to put 2 Skirk Prospectors. I have 4. How many dudes do I have? I can go with 1, 2, 3. So I don't need mana. I do need mana. I need to get a haste creature so I can give a Snoop haste. Oh, you're right, though. I don't actually need that because I can put the Skirk on the stack and I can use one of the Snoop. No, because none of the Snoops have haste yet. So I can't use this other Snoop's ability, chat. That doesn't work. So if my opponent waits... Oh, it's not tap. You're right. It does work. Okay, so you're right. So the Skirk Prospector doesn't need to resolve. The other one can just immediately... So as long as I sack 2 things for mana... No, I'm winning this turn. I'm winning this turn. As long as I sack 2 things for mana, chat, I play the Skirk, I sack for haste on the Snoop, I play the Courier, neither of those need to resolve to matter, and then I have Kiki Jiki, fast Snoop, make infinite things, target Recruiter, mob. I can just catch the Torch Courier off the top. It's very easy, chat. It's very easy. Do we need to notepad it? Notepad it. We have a second Courier, so... So I don't even need to put double pile. It's simply just Prospector and haste guy, Courier, and Kiki. And so what I do is once the thing resolves, I have Prospector's ability on my Snoops. So I sack both lackeys for 2 mana. Sack 2 lackeys, 2 mana. Use one of the mana to cast the Skirk. It doesn't matter if it resolves or not. I use one of the then I use a Snoop with a Courier ability to give second Snoop the haste, and then I use the last mana to cast the Courier, and then hasty Snoop makes infinite and target Recruiter, mob, win. Like that. No problem. Win the game right here. Through a Force of Will. Because we no longer have, like, Cavern Protection. All right, welcome. Round 3, Vintage Challenge. Up against Hans, another Lurrus gamer. What do I have? Not a bad one. I'm out. I'm down. Let's see what happens. We don't know if it's a combo Lurrus or control Lurrus. We'll have to see. Last time I played against Hans, I believe it was Breach. So let's see if I can bait a force on this Chrome Mox by acting like a mono white. That didn't work. I think I'm going to put a Mog Mob on the bottom here. I think. How many Mog Mobs do I have in my deck? I feel like, well, maybe I just put the Muxus. There are 2 Mog Mobs in my deck. I'm gonna put the Mog Mob in my thing here. Then I'm gonna go straight for the Recruiter and try to win on turn 2. My opponent should have less removal in their deck than the opponents we played in the past. The opponents we played in the past were playing more controlling decks. This is gonna be more Breach. This gambles? 4 gambles? No removal besides Flame of Anor. That's pretty good for us. Sideboard Flame Slash. Okay. All right, so we got to build a pile. Well, I'm going to put Snoop, Courier, Kiki. Snoop, Snurrier, Kiki. That's our win. We already have a Prospector and another Recruiter in hand. Is there any reason to do something else besides that? I guess theoretically we could do a Lackey if we had enough mana, which we don't. We could technically go for like a Lackey Haste Muxus line. I don't know if that, like, I don't think that's very good though. If this gets disrupted by a counter on Snoop, what is the best way to recover? Is my guess, was my next question. Is there any way we can weave some Snoops in here to have more recovery? Not really. I probably would end up just recruitering again. If I next turn were to play Snoop and it would get countered, I place Prospector, and then I could play immediately play a new Recruiter if I wanted to. I'm where I have a Muxus, but I don't know if that matters. Maybe I just put like another combo underneath this. I don't think that really helps though, because I would just like play a Recruiter, wouldn't I? I guess if my Recruiter was also countered. Wizard before Kiki. Oh, because we have Muxus in hand. You want me to put... Ah, I see. I see. That's how you use Wizard. That makes sense. Okay. I'm down for that. I've been trying to figure out how you weave Wizard in here, and that makes a lot of sense. Well, how do you get rid of the Wizard? Oh, because you Muxus. So what we need to do is we need to make sure this Muxus is lethal, though. So what we want to do after the Muxus is at least put a Recruiter in the pile of things that we would Muxus into play. So we would Muxus into play Kiki Jiki plus 5 more cards. So let's put like Snoop, Recruiter for sure, and a Courier and a Prospector or something like that. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4? That should be good. Let's try that. Okay, so from the top, it's gonna go Snoop, Courier, Wizard, Kiki as 4, and then the other 5 cards. So I can do Courier, Prospector, Recruiter, Snoop, Kiki, Wizard, Courier, Snoop. Send it. Seems reasonable. We probably die, but that's okay. All right. I like that. And then if anything goes wrong, we always have a recruiter and a prospector. So see how this plays out. I think that was pretty good in terms of redundancy. And power, definitely good. Hmm. Like all of the cards in this deck I have played with previously in previous Goblins videos, except for the Wizard. So I was trying to figure out exactly when we were using the Wizard in our piles, but that makes a lot of sense. I guess it's still like super weak to swords, huh? My opponent's not on swords, obviously, but it's just another card that's weak to swords. Hmm. The thing I really want from this deck is to find some way to make it a little bit better against removal. I guess like theoretically adding this is not isn't Merfolk, but theoretically adding the Lackey Muxus stuff helps. I feel like these Shatter Skull smashings were not in the initial video front. Oops. Whatever. Interesting we have Chalice but not Bauble in the main. I don't know if I get that very much. My opponent is still in the tank, so maybe playing another match of Magic or something. Why don't you have a Robin? Why don't you have a Mental Misstep in this deck? Isn't that like a lot better than a Mindbreak Trap? I feel like combo matchups are a lot better for us than playing against Frog. Well, they activated their card after we recruited. They're the one who has the priority here. So, all right. Oh, Vampiric Tutor. Maybe they're doing math on seeing if they could breach freeze combo. I mean, we might just die on turn 2. That's like the reason Mindbreak Trap's in the deck, right? I get that. Oh, just Ancestral. That's not bad. We don't have a Goblin. We don't have a Cavern. No, it's okay. No worries. I can figure it out. I'll do all right. I never promise I will play perfectly, but I should do well enough. All right. Snoop, there it is. I assume this gets countered. If it gets countered, that means we have a Courier on top and then a Wizard, so we probably have to reset. Isn't that like super bad for us? Well, it's Mindbreak Trap is not better than Misstep, only it's just different. It does different things. Though I guess a Misstep here would have countered Ancestral, and I've been pretty happy, so. So the question is, do I rebuild the same pile now with my Recruiter Prospector? Because if I don't rebuild the same pile, I have a courier, and then I'm just blocked out next turn. Because I don't have enough mana to get to just cast Muxus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can sack my recruiter, sack my prospector, play a new recruiter. But then if they have another force, it's like super bad because then I'm stuck with no creatures in play, no mana. I lose the game basically if they have a second force. That kind of sucks. But it's really bad if I don't do anything too, right? I'm just going to make the same exact pile I made and try again. Well, maybe we can think of a better way to do it this time. But Snoop, Courier, Wizard, Kiki, +4, which was Snoop, Recruiter, Courier, Prospector. Is there any way to make this, like, better? Well, the wizard recruiter thing that doesn't change anything, Robin. Like, that's still the same exact thing. I'm just gonna run it back, but maybe there's a better way to do it. I think that's the same exact thing anyways. Second courier, second Snoop, prospector, recruiter, Kiki, wizard, courier, Snoop. I don't know. What I want is for if they have like a counter spell for Snoop again, for there to be some counterplay for me. But I don't really see it. Like, you can't still do the combo stuff. Yeah. I'm just saying I don't think that's any different. It doesn't really, like, it's the same exact thing. We're both muxusing in 5 cards, and this just makes it so if they, I guess it's like there's no reason to put a Kiki there if I have a stupid wizard. I don't know. I guess I do the same thing, so I guess there's like no reason to do that. It makes it like slightly more redundant for like 3 turns later, I guess. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. I understand now. There's no reason to put the Kiki if we have the wizard and the Muxus. That makes sense to me. So, but that's not what I'm trying to solve for, but I will do it that way next time because it will be better. The problem is, like, I can't even cast the stupid wizard, so I'm still gonna be super stuck on the wizard anyways if they like counter my Snoop. What I really want is to be more resilient to force in this line, but I don't know how. My idea was on the first pile that I was already resilient to force because I could just go recruiter again. I mean, if they have nothing, we do win. They have double force. So aren't we just like super dead now because we have dead card, dead card, dead card, dead card? Yeah, so that's where, this is where if I had put the recruiter instead of the Kiki, I would be less dead. I would be dead 1 turn sooner. But I'm never making it that far anyways. My opponent is flashing back Ancestral, then flashing back Vampiric Tutor, and we're just dead on the spot, so. Like it does matter, but I don't think it will matter for this exact spot because I don't think we're ever getting there. But this was my huge concern with doing the thing that I did. But I also don't know if there was like a legitimate way to do it better for this kind of scenario. But I am 1, 2, 3. I'm 3 turns away from digging out when I should be. Well, I'm 4 turns away from digging out when I should be 3 turns away from digging out. But I just don't think 3 turns is like a realistic thing here when my opponent has flashback ancestral, flashback vampiric tutor. I mean, it is kind of unlucky that my opponent had 2 Force of Wills in their top 18 cards, but they pitched a Chain of Vapor to one of the Force of Wills, and that would probably break our combo as well. Yeah. Even if I had a Cavern, it's still not even that good because I can get the Snoop to resolve, but then the Torch Courier. I mean, it's better. It's a lot better. If I had a Cavern, I'd be in a lot better shape because then the Snoop resolves. They counter the Courier, but then I still on the next turn, I can upkeep, tap, and put the Muxus into play and win the game. So. Yeah, I could have put lackeys, but like that's still like 2 turns down, right? What I'm trying to do is like have something for immediately after, like the next turn after. Like I just don't think you have enough time to be like 2 turns down, 3 turns down, you know? Like I presented a turn 2 kill and a turn 3 kill, and my opponent had force and force, so I'm not like upset about it. I think we did okay. But I don't have. No, know what I was supposed to do? If I had put a prospector at least lets me cast things. That's what I should have done. I should have gone because a prospector, I can sack my recruiter, and I don't need my recruiter because I have the Muxus kill. So I could put the free prospector inside of the combo, which would have let me cast the wizard. So that's what I was missing here. That was the big problem. Because I don't need this recruiter to do the Kiki Jiki combo, I can actually sack the recruiter, and because that way the prospector is free. If I had another land, the prospector is always like free, quote unquote. Yeah, okay. I don't think it matters, to be fair, because it's still like an extra turn. And the prospector getting played doesn't immediately even cast Muxus. But it would at least give me an out a turn earlier. So that would have at least given me an out a turn earlier than the wizard out. So small victory, not small victory, small improvements. The problem is it doesn't really matter because my opponent has flashback ancestral and then flashback cast and flashback ponder. And so by the time we do anything anyways, my opponent will either have counter magic or a kill. I might just concede so we can play the next game, to be honest, because we're not playing this game. I locked myself out for too many turns. Maybe my opponent will, like, natural brain freeze me. Dark Confidant? What a beast. But I messed this up because I didn't give myself the ability to even play this card. So, like, and I also, I should, yeah, after this turn, I should be having another, I mean, even having another recruiter after this turn is really bad, right? But at least if my first card here was Prospector, on my next turn I'm casting Muxus and with a chance to win. Seems unlikely, obviously, but... Alright, so I'm dead on this turn. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter. Gamble Breach. What a beast. I think instead of Torch, we could, yeah, we could do the Prospector for the torch. Yeah, so none of that, I think none of that would have mattered. Yeah, if we had a cavern, that's like that's the absolute reason that Goblins was playable at one point, is because this hand with a cavern is so good against my opponent. Man, I don't even really like Null Rod very much. I mean, Trap is definitely good. Vexing Bauble is definitely good. Chalice is definitely good. I don't think I like Null Rod enough. I actually think Lackey's pretty good in this matchup, unless they play a turn 1 Arcanist. I'm just gonna play a Trap and a Bauble and call. I don't think this is the matchup where I want a Null Rod, to be honest with you. And again, Thorn looks awful. They have so many creatures. Null Rod is like okay against Breach, but like if they just flash back a bunch of Ancestrals, it's super good anyways. But Trap is it's very hard for them to get too much value with Trap. And then Bauble is always very good against Breach. So let's try this again. We're learning as we go. Can do some slight upgrades. But again, I don't think it would have changed much. This is a nice Lackey hand. Okay. How much mana do we have? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a Chrome Mox. 1, 2, 3. So the problem is if we use... I'd like to play a Lackey, but if we use our Spirit Guide, we can't go for a turn 2 kill. Unless we only play Recruiter, which I don't want to do. So I think what I want to do is bait a Force with Chrome Mox. If it doesn't get Force, just push the Wizard under the Chrome Mox and cast Lackey. See if that gets a Force. I guess they technically have Mox in 2-drops in their deck, but it's okay because if next turn we play Recruiter, we can still go for the turn 3 kill. So all right, the Chrome Mox did not bait a Force. Sadly, I will put the Wizard under this, and I'm going to cast a Lackey. That resolved. I'll play the Mountain and pass. So this makes my opponent have to play a creature or a removal or something, or they get Muxist. And if they don't, well, now they know the jig is up. We can still go for a Recruiter, and we have the 3 mana to go for a kill on the second turn. So on the third turn, I should say. Oh, they have the Mox, so if they play any creature here, it sucks for me. Yeah, that sucks for me. That's like the worst case scenario. For sure. We don't really have ways to push this through, right? I guess if we rip a Mog Mob on the top, that would push it through. Chrome Mox. That's got to be one of the worst ones. So I guess we just go for Recruiter. I mean, I guess Chrome Mox can just become use the Spirit Guide. So there's no reason really not to do that. Just make it a permanent mana. Because they already know my hand anyways. I guess it does tell them one more card, but... Alright, so does this Recruiter resolve? Does. I think we just go for the... Not the same pile, because we don't have a Wizard anymore, but the same pile that I was doing, which was just Courier, Snoop, Courier, Kiki Jiki with Recruiter underneath. Do I want to put a Prospector inside of this pile? I do have a Lackey, which I can sack. So I do think I want to have a Prospector in the pile as well. And then I'll just put 2 Recruiters underneath it. Seems fine. Am I supposed to put a Mog Mob somewhere? Is there like a world where I don't really feel like you would? No, I'll probably do this. probably just do this. This is nice and basic. So I'll put these recruiters in the bottom, and then I have Kiki and Snoop. Sorry, Kiki and Courier and Skirk and Snoop. I don't know if we can do like something more than that, but I guess if my opponent were they have Ancestral? All right, well, guess we die. They cast double Ancestral and we lose. I don't know. I mean, we might not even get a turn here. Well, the times we're losing are just really unwinnable. But it is kind of hard to get better than turn 1 Dreadhorde with Ancestral Natural Probe. So, certainly a top percentage draw from our opponent. My opponent has 9 cards in hand right now. They would have to have no forces, no combo, no removal for us to win, which just doesn't seem remotely possible, so. Oh, are they going to mess up my pile with a Brain Freeze as well? I mean, I guess the good news is that just means we reset. Oh, no, they just have lethal. This is just, yeah, that's just lethal. Yep. All right, cool. Nothing to say here. We got pretty high rolled, and I thought we put up a pretty reasonable fight. We just had very little chance of ever winning against these draws. Okay, here we go. Welcome round 4, game 1, up against Sean, typically playing various combo decks. We don't have a win on turn 1 here, but it's possible. We could always luck into it. I'm going to jam it and see what happens. Hopefully we hit some goblins that we can cast. If we hit a recruiter, we do win on the spot, so. I guess if we get duressed on turn 1, it's pretty bad for us. That's a classic Sean play right now. Sean is currently in a Dark Petition Storm mood. Something. Mindbreak Trap. Could be good. Could be good. Snoop, there it is. Mountain on top. I think what I'll do is play a Chrome Mox Kiki and play another Snoop. Bro, we don't even have a land in hand, Zax. That's not a reasonable request. We're about to get tinkered and die, by the way. We had a mountain in hand, then sure. I mean, this Mindbreak Trap gets them? How does this Mindbreak Trap get them? I guess they don't have a land in their hand, but like even just Dark Ritual, Tinker wins. Lotus. Necro. Lotus Necro. Okay. Unlucky. Maybe they'll die to Snoops. The turn 1 hollow 1 beatdown. Hollow 2. Just 2 goblins in a trench coat. Thoughtseize Delta. They don't even think I have interaction. The fools. Oh, I don't have any interaction, so get in there. No, they duressed my mind break trap, chat. We're dead, I think. They going in? All right, they're going in. Just go to 1. Unlucky. Our main deck mind break traps would be fairly good in this matchup, theoretically, if my opponent didn't go for Lotus Necro. If they had gone for some kind of combo elements. I don't know, maybe Necro loses. You never know. Maybe they can't win. Maybe they can't find Yogwell. All right, well, I got nothing. F6. Do your worst. Storm me out, baby. Ancestral. That's non-deterministic. I don't get hype about this because opponent is notorious for taking a long time to find the perfect line. So very old school Menendian style player. So no getting hype. We just gotta sit and see what happens. Fetch. That's why they left 1 life left to fetch. Very smart. Blue. Ponder. Oh. It's probably just like Dark Ritual, Yogwell. They don't have a they currently don't have a tutor though, so they have to have a tutor in there as well. I mean, if they had an easy deterministic kill, they would do it, right? Surely. Ah! Necro loses again. I don't know about this card, chat. Necro always kills the person who casts it, I think. Even the one who knows the deep old school knowledge. My opponent is the most boomer. Even the boomers can't handle the Necropotence. I'm gonna bring in the 4th mind break trap. I mean, it's good, but it's not. Sometimes it doesn't win. That's. I think this is a Thorn of. I do think this is a Thorn of Amethyst matchup, and it's probably a Vexing Bauble matchup as well. This is the first time that we played against a combo deck where I thought Thorn is actually good. What do we want to cut? What are we cutting? Oh man, it's got the bad Thorn and the bad Chalice. I should have replaced them both. My bad, chat. Bauble seems way worse than Null Rod. Is it? There's still a Force of Will deck with Black Lotus. Why isn't I think Bauble is just better than Null Rod. I don't know. We're not on the play. I get that. You really want me to bring in Null Rod against like a Dark Ritual Storm deck? Like if we don't have like a lot of cards to board out? Well, it doesn't. Is it the same thing for? Isn't it the same? I don't really see a difference there. What are we taking out though? Crater Maker, Skirk, Mountain. Perfect. It's not like we can play a turn 1 Null Rod very easy. I guess we have Simian Spirit Guides. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm gonna go like this. Is this Muxus? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, maybe this can't be a keep because we need to have counter magic for our opponent, but it's fine. Blank Goblin didn't really matter very much for Muxus. It did coincide with the same time that that Goblins was good, but it wasn't the reason Goblins was good. Turn 1 stock up. You should be pondering. I can't believe Sean would just cast turn 1 stock up like this. He could have gone Island Ponder. I don't get it. This goes against the code. All right. I'm not going to lie to you right now, not me. Null Rod would be a lot better than a Vexing Bobble. Which card am I supposed to put under this Chrome box? Recruiter or Snoop? I guess it's Snoop, right? I mean, this Muxus has to hit really well to win the game, doesn't it? Oh, did we just have a lethal? We had a lethal Snoop Recruiter. I was so focused on Muxus. we just had lethal Recruiter Snoop. Wait. Do we still win? Hold on. I can give Lackey haste and put Recruiter in play. No, we can't make the mana, right? Nah, it's the beer. Wait, how many damage do we do if we do this? Like a bunch. I can't Recruiter into anything good, right? I forgot I just drew rip the Recruiter Snoop, immediately win the game. Oh, you're right. I can do Skirk first. So maybe I can win. All right, so I will haste the Lackey and maybe he's got interaction. So I haste the Lackey, put the Recruiter in, put Skirk on top. I need to get another haster after. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I wanted to combo the fun way, chat. We don't need to we can cast Skirk by using the Snoop's ability to sack the Lackey and the Muxus. It's easy. It's chill out, Zach. We got it. It's straightforward. It's simple. It's easy. All right, so we put Skirk on top. And you hit the Skirk. We sack Lackey, sack Muxus, make 2 mana, cast Skirk, cast Courier, Kiki Jiki, win the game. It's simple, baby. Skirk, Courier. It's like the one that we figured out before. Skirk, Courier, Kiki. And then, I don't know, more Recruiters. Done. Okay, so cool. So, Recruiter, Kiki, Torch Courier, Skirk. Sack a Goblin, add a mana. Sack a Goblin, add a mana. Cast Skirk. Cast Courier. Give Snoop haste. Tap Snoop. Win the game. I had the win, but I did it in a more fun way. We got to take more game actions, add some randomness to the game, you know. Turn 1 stock up, not very good. Turn 1 Muxus instead. Oh, shit. My bad, chat. I just got so hyped to cast turn 1 Muxus. I just didn't reevaluate after we drew a recruiter. Yeah, easy game, Corey. Easy game. My opponent cast stock up instead of ponder. No, Van. We make infinite Snoops, and then we copy with the last Snoop, we copy recruiter, and we put Mog Mob on top, which is like a Mog Fanatic, but bigger. And then we throw all the Snoops at him. Yeah. But yeah, obviously what we were supposed to do here is just play our Snoop and our recruiter and do the thing, but that's okay. GG, easy. All right, here we go. 5th round out of 6. See if we can try to go to 4-2. We're up against the Doomsday Expert 6MP. Recently had some good success on the paper events, if I recall correctly. So congrats to them. My hand does not do a powerful thing fast enough. So does this hand do a powerful thing fast enough? No, it doesn't really. Try again, I guess. This one at least has a Snoop, but it's not very good. Oh, I guess I'm going to put back both of the Mogs. I think I'm dead. Doomsday. I mean, we have Mindbreak Traps in the main, but we don't interact very well with our opponent. They don't interact very well with us, for what it's worth, besides Force. Oh, this could win off the this could totally win. Kind of, not really. All right, well. Get in there. Yeah, Vampiric Tutor, kill you. Oops. Oh, just Ancestral, just Ancestral. They'll just win on turn 3. If we were to draw a Mindbreak Trap here, I wouldn't hate it. Doesn't help me at all. What order would like win for us if we had it? Is there any order that would win for us? Because if we were to like immediately hit Kiki, it wouldn't win, right? I mean, we could do the end step, so it would win on the next turn. I don't really know if there is one. We could at least like haste a Lackey, hit and put a Snoop in play, which plays around Force better, because if they force the Lackey, then we have Snoop later. Does that make sense, though? Is that something we actually want to do? I mean, it might draw Force. Yeah, I got the Force out of their hand. I don't know if that actually helps us, though, is the problem. They just kill us. Yeah. I think we need to draw... I mean, Mindbreak Trap might not even do it if they're just playing this. What does the 1 more mana out give me? Like a Prospector off the top or something? Does that even help? Maybe. Yeah, I guess I could do... If I do the Lackey, give it haste, attack, put the Snoop into play, cast a Prospector, sack the Lackey, sack the Prospector, play a Recruiter. That would actually work. So yeah, I think that makes sense. They just had the Gush kill. All right, well, that's playing against Doomsday. As we even have 3 mind breaks in the main. All right, so I will bring in Bauble, Thorn, and Mind Break Trap. And I will take out Creator, Maker, Prospector, Prospector. Send it. Unfortunate. But we mulliganed. We tried to get a better hand. Didn't find anything. This is a matchup, again, where we'd like to have Mental Misstep. Mental Misstep would be very good here. Obviously, Mind Break Trap is also good here, but I'm pretty sure this deck needs a Mental Misstep. Not needs, but wants a Mental Misstep. Obviously, it can be tough to find spots, but... Did I used to play this deck with Ancient Tombs? Obviously, it's kind of bad to play Ancient Tombs because you have this Snoop combo costs 3 red. I don't know. I actually look at whatever the last list I played on the channel is. All right, on the play, I've got a Trap, I've got a Lackey, I've got a Lackey, I've got a Kiki Jiki. I mean, I'd probably keep this. I don't think it's like a good hand, but has an interactive piece. It technically has a bunch of attackers. Feel like it's fine, right? Hoping this thing gets a force. No? All right, well. I got double Lackey. Your move, opponent. I do the F6, try to F3 in response here. Oh, they have a probe. All right, well. Now they know I have a Mind Break Trap, which I guess is unfortunate. Maybe I'll draw Muxus. Probe is so unfun. Bleh. Lame card. Lame card alert. Boring. All right, come on, Muxus, 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 Muxus. Satyr Skull Smashing. Okay, well, I attack. I did not draw Muxus. I will put in the Kiki Jiki. I do not have another card to put in. I will play the Shaman. And that way I can make another Shaman at their end step. It does make me exposed to days, but whatever. I think I need to put clocks on my opponent as much as possible. Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, I have a Mind Break Trap. I have a bunch of power. It's probably a keep. This is, like, enough power to threaten my opponent, at least. So... Yield until end step. Copy my Spirit Guide. Untap. Draw. Unlucky. I guess I just attack all, right? This is 8 damage, but then the next turn would only be 6 damage. So instead I could do 6 damage and then make... does it matter? I probably just attack for 6. Well, I could always, like, draw a card that is better with Kiki. I'm getting double Fatal Push on my 2 lackeys. That's super funny. That's very funny to me. Doomsday. Well, they have to kill me this turn, don't they? Or I make 6 power. Can they kill me through trap? I guess Gush into Fluster Lotus. They know about the trap, so I assume they can kill me. No. My opponent played pushes on my turn. This is their first spell, friend. They have not played 3 spells yet. Anyways, I want the Doomsday to resolve because it puts them in lethal range. So I assume they just have a like a force of will and are killing me. Gush is the second spell. Lotus. Trap it. They just force it and they kill me. All right. Well, nothing I can do. This matchup seems like a problem. Yeah. All right. Well. Unfortunate. Muxus, I need you to be in a different order. You stupid magic card. It's okay. We'll hit all mountains anyways. Yeah, I don't know. This is what happens when you try to play against Doomsday and you don't have forces. Even if you had forces, you probably die anyways because it's Doomsday. One more time. All right, welcome to the 6th and final round of our Goblins Vintage Challenge. We've got another cat across the table on a mulligan. My hand does not play magic cards anytime soon, so I will also mulligan. This hand just doesn't play magic cards, really, so also going to be a mulligan. 3 of a kind, full house. I would like one that does things. Okay, I guess I'll take this one. I can get rid of a Muxus. Done. I think we're dead, by the way, but I tried my best, and that's what matters, really. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Frog. And Bowmaster. Classic. All right, well, maybe this means they don't have stuff. Does my Chrome Mox resolve? Cool. I will put the Simian Spear Guide underneath the Chrome Mox, and I will play Goblin. Red. Snoop, there it is. Okay. I don't hate that. Not a bad one. Are they going to bluff it? No, they're not going to bluff it. Okay. Wasteland. That's kind of rude. And a spell bomb. Okay. Another Snoop. I definitely want to play the Snoop off the top for card advantage. A Kiki Jiki. Wait. Doesn't this mean I make infinite on their end step and win? Pretty sure it does. I just have to have them not hit a removal spell. I just happen to have them not hit a... Well, even if they don't hit a removal spell, yeah. I just needed them to miss on a removal spell. If my opponent attacks with this and doesn't jump, I block it, right? I just block it. Because I want them not to be able to draw a removal spell. Come on, baby. Oh, God, they're going deep. No way. No way. No, there's a saga. All right. GG's. I'm going to break Magic Online if I do this. I'm so lucky. Oh, man. Yep. Who needs a Goblin Recruiter if you can simply have it all? Love that for me. I'm gonna bring in Bobble and Barrages. Summit. That was pretty cool. I think my opponent probably should have pitched some cards and jumped their frog to give them another chance of hitting a push. All right. Well, that was not bad. Ooh, I like this. This is fine. I keep. It's not great, but it's okay. They mulled a 6. Yeah, turn 2. I mean, we also have a draw step, so. They have a lot of removal in their deck, though, so. Oh, Thoughtseize. Okay. What are they going to hit? Probably Recruiter. Unless they have, like, no removal, then maybe they hit Laggy. But Recruiter's the best card by far. Lorien Reveal. They only have 2 cards after this. Sewers. Barrage. Not ideal. See if I can get this countered by like a Daze or something. No. I'm gonna hold on to the Lotus in case I like lose my Lackey and draw Muxus. I'm just gonna play a Lackey and pass. Obviously, any creature here just stops Lackey in its tracks. And I mean, I guess if it's a Frog, we can maybe kill it. If it's a Lavinia, we can kill it. Lurrus buy? That's a good sign. Well, I didn't really draw a creature that does anything good, but that's unfortunate. They know I only have, oh, nice. Got a Swords on it. That's great for me. Because I have the mana to play everything. I just... All right, so they have a Lurrus. Oh, they have a hold up. They're going to hold up Force. Instead of playing Lurrus. I'm going to hold that Cavern in my hand. So I think they have Force Lurrus in their hand is what I'm reading here. So I'm going to attack with these 2 Goblins. I'm going to hold this Cavern. I can uncounterably kill the Lurrus with this Barrage as well. Which could be good. Another land. All right, so we still have the exact read on their hand. Oh my god, chat. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I play Goblin. I'm a genius. I held it, and then I dealt the Muxus. Wow. Well, that's pretty good. Muxus trigger. That's not very good. Well, not the best Muxus we've ever had. It's okay. It'll attack for lethal. It's fine. Hey, sometimes you put the RNG simulator on and it shows up as 734. I don't know what that means, but... Oh, Strip Mine. Okay, so they never had Force because their only card in hand is Lurrus. So they didn't actually have Force. They just weren't playing their Lurrus. They were just representing for Force. All right, I got next leveled. I got next leveled. Wait, why are they playing the Lurrus, chat? Are they scared? Do they know about Barrage? Was Barrage in my hand when they Thoughtseized? I can't remember. I'm pretty confused. That's a big Muxus. All right, well, whatever. I don't know why they're not playing Lurrus then. Kind of weird. Okay. 3-3? That's a good Goblins appearance. 3-3? Top 32 of my 42 player event. I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, this deck is pretty much exactly as I remember it. Really struggles when opponent does any kind of interaction. Pretty good against counter magic when you have Cavern. I like this little Goblin Wizard plan. I gotta play around with it a little bit more and see. I would like there to be a mental misstep in the main. That's like the big thing I would really like. What if we go back and look? If I go to my YouTube studio and I go to Goblins, the last time I played Goblins was 2022, chat. That is the last time we played Goblins. That's a long time ago. It was in this Vintage Challenge 2 years ago. I had Magus of the Moons in the main. Yeah, this was for Saga. I had some amount of Ancient Tombs to try to do the Muxus thing. I had Trashmaster, Sniper, and Lieutenant, and Matrons and Mons. These cards are not as strong now, but they do get you some more Matrons get you some more consistency. Probably don't like Probe, but I do like Mental Misstep. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like this list a little bit more than the old one I have here. It's certainly nice to have these mobs. I feel like I'd rather have some matrons though, to like make the deck more consistent. I don't really know how good like Mindbreak Trap main is. That's kind of my thing. Like the matchups we played today, how many times was Mindbreak Trap main good? It was bad versus the 3 Lurrus control players. It was good versus Doomsday, DPS, and Breach. So I guess 50-50. I don't know. My logic is like Matron is medium all the time, but maybe you need to have some high variance cards to like help you get through. I can see the vision. I do want Mental Misstep though. I think that's the one. If I had to have one card for sure in my deck, that's the one that I think is missing. Just because Sword's is so strong against us. Thank you for hanging out, chat. Tezzeret is right around the corner. Probably one more video before Tezzeret. One more challenge tomorrow. And then new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll see you then.